sucker for love. And in this world full of suckers, you fit mine like a glove. The fit is perfect, but nobody above, yeah. The clock's ticking as the time flies by. We in two different worlds, but living the same life. Two different dreams, you make me feel so alive. Need you by my side, need you by my side. Just a power couple daily blowing off steam. Making love to you so damn seamlessly. We be doing it so damn frequently. Easy cause we on the same damn frequency. Take it to the Sunset Boulevard. Tell mama said she wanna tag along. She don't care if it's right or if it's wrong. Yeah, we'd always get along. Even through the downs, gotta stay strong. Now we singing the same song. All I ever get is think about you. I think about you daily. So baby girl, don't play me. All I ever get is think about you.
They call me Dan, the Lakers fan. And I got a master plan for the Lakers back to the promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equal. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jet.
What up, Laker family? It's your boy DTLF back with another one, guys. Yes, I'm live from a hotel, guys. Hopefully everybody's good. I know a lot of you guys are watching football, so I'm not expecting a big audience this Saturday, but we do have a big game here, guys. Lakers versus Portland, and I do have some major updates, some unfortunate ones and some interesting ones. So we're definitely going to talk about it. But good to see you guys die hard. What's up, Kimmy Cole? Tony, man. Yeah. The South Bay Lakers, man. I feel that. And not from home either. So that's how you know we're really dedicated over here on this side. All right, let's get right into the updates, guys. Tonight we are unfortunately without some key pieces. And this is coming off of a horrible loss versus Charlotte. We don't have DeAndre Ayton. We don't have Jackson Hayes tonight. All right. Those are our two top centers. We don't have, unfortunately, Luka. Luka is out, right? Apparently, there was an MRI on his groin. He was having some pain, and he's missing tonight's game. More an accumulation of him playing 3 games in the previous 4 nights. So he's day-to-day moving forward. Aiden is out with his knee. Again, he's been injured throughout the year, but on top of that, the Blazers coach Thiago Splitter says Jeremy Grant and Jrue Holiday will play tonight versus the Lakers. So not only are we hurt, but they're healthy, right? Hey, Kimiko, yes, they put us in a hotel for the foreseeable future. So yes, different background. Appreciate you, Kimmy. How you doing, Go? These don't sound like serious injuries to the Lakers. That's the fortunate part. But the unfortunate part is that, this game, as well as every game, now feels like a must win. Not only has our chemistry been falling apart, but the injuries are starting to pile up again. No Jackson Hayes, no Luka, most importantly, no DeAndre Ayton. Meanwhile, like I said, the Blazers, who have been without Thiago Splitter and Jeremy Grant and Jrue Holiday, they're all going to play tonight. So, again, we did, however, beat Portland 123-115 on the second night of back-to-backs behind a barrage of Nick Smith Jr. Remember, he had that career. I'm not sure if it was his career high, but he went off. It was definitely his Laker high. He had 25 points in that game. So maybe we get a repeat of that. Doubt it. But again, without the key missing pieces, this becomes a mission. It's going to be a really rough game. The last one was already rough, and we were, for the most part, healthy with the exception of a few players. Now we got even more players missing. So, again, not expected, nothing magical, but, man, it'd be nice if we can compete and come out with a win for sure. LeBron's been having a really good January, man. In 7 games in January, according to Lakers.com, LeBron James is averaging 27.9 points per game, 7.9 rebounds, and 7.6 assists. So I look forward to more of that for sure. But again, this has been a really rough stretch, and we have now dropped 8 out of our last 13 games overall, including 4 of our last 5. All right, we're dealing with a ton of injuries, which has tanked our defense. We're bottom 5 in the league recently, and we're forced on heavy reliance on Luca and LeBron for scoring, and without Luca, we're gonna be in a really tough spot tonight. With that left brain soreness. Austin Reed's already been out for weeks, and Jackson Hayes has been in and out of the lineup. DeAndre Ayton, again, nursing an injury. Um, so, again, we're going to need an amazing game from LeBron and the rest of the role players. Now, Portland, on the other hand, is 7-3 in their last 10. All right. They've been hot at home as well. 11-10 record there. They're actually favored to beat us tonight by 3.5 points across the sports book. So, this is not looking good by any means necessary. Our offense is better than them on paper, but again, big drop off with the missing bodies for sure. 3-point percentage, we shoot about the same. They shoot about 36%. This season, we shoot about 35%, a little bit less. They average more rebounds than us, 44 to 42 per game, and we average more assists, surprisingly, 27 to 25. But again, the last 10 games, we're 5-5. They're 7-3. And again, Drew Holiday has been one of those guys that kills us. So I want to see us really come out here against Drew Holiday and cook. We need to be very aggressive. Our perimeter guards are going to have to be extremely aggressive tonight, and on both ends, defensively and offensively. For those of you just tuning in, yes, no Jackson Hayes, no DeAndre, no Luka Doncic. So add that to the collection of injuries, and that's just the unfortunate thing. Make sure you guys do join us for the watch party. I'm gonna head to the market right after I do this pregame. That's probably why I did it earlier. But as soon as I get back, I will be live on my second channel, Primetime TV. So make sure you guys are back for that. Another player we got to watch out for, guys, and that's Danny Advia. All right, Danny Advia is insane. He's leading the Blazers this year. He's having a breakout season, and his size could really bother us. So we're going to watch out for him tonight as well. And they got Donovan Clinigan, who averages about 8.7 rebounds. We got to crash the glass as a unit. We're going to need our wings to step up. I think Dalton's going to get some PT tonight. Jake LaRabia and Dalton Connect both need to step up from the wing position. With Jeremy Grant being back, we got to kind of neutralize that a little bit. And, I wish we had Reeves. Reeves already, I think, was it the game winner that he hit? Was it versus Portland? I think it was versus Portland, if I'm not mistaken, in Portland. So we definitely miss one of our main closers. And then the battle of the benches. All right. Let me tell you something. We have the absolute worst bench in the league, led by Gabe Vincent. Y'all seen what he did last time. Okay. And Portland, they have some decent depth. They have guys like Matisse Thybulle, that could exploit LA. We need Marcus Smart, Rui, and everybody to step up. We're talking about the role players, but our bench is really, really weak this season. I almost borderline hate our bench, led by, Maxi and Timmy minutes. You know what? At this point, D-Free, let's do it, bro. Give those minutes to anybody who's willing to step up and pull up and grab some minutes, man. Anybody. Even, I want to see more of Kobe Buffkin. Offensively, he hasn't shown us much, but defensively, I thought he did a decent job in the first half of the last game versus LaMelo, even though LaMelo went off in the second half. But regardless, I would really like to see him play some more. And Nick Smith, remember, Nick Smith had 25-point barrage this year against Portland, so maybe he likes the matchup. You're going to have to mix and match and see what we can get out of these guys. We're missing bodies left and right, so it's not going to be comfortable at all this game. But if we can somehow pull out a victory, that would be huge, man. Manny, thanks for the update. He said Danny isn't playing. Thank God. I mean, not thank God that he's hurt, but thank God that's one less person to worry about for sure. But thanks for the update, Manny. We getting Drew Timmy PT or Maxi Kleba? Take your bet. If I had a bet on it, I'm gonna say Maxi Kleba because this coach loves veterans, right? And also, yes, he's somebody that definitely has experience. But I would like to see Drew Timmy. I really would. That'd be nice. We have the 29th bench in scoring, 29th in 3-point percentage, 29th in defending the rim, 29th in defending the three. Ooh, hey, at some point we got to start questioning where do we rank this coaching staff, because if they're 29th, they got to go. I know injuries happen and we don't have the personnel to lock down and 3-and-D like the way they want. So, but again, a trade deadline hopefully solves something, if not everything. But we got to hold the coaching staff accountable as well. We're 29th in all of that. I got to look at the coaching staff a little bit closer and be like, what are we practicing? What are we doing out there in the practice facility, man? What are they doing? I don't know. It's disappointing though to hear that for sure. I haven't looked at the rankings exactly. I knew we were in the bottom for sure. Talking about the bottom, Chris Paul, yo. Chris Paul, the man is desperate. I almost feel bad for him, except for the fact that he's been a complete jerk throughout his career, including that one infamous moment where Gasol rubbed the top of his head and he got mad at him. But Chris Paul sends a message to the Lakers Instagram. Okay. Apparently he still got it. He added JJ Redick and everything. He said 342 at JJ Redick. He tagged the Lakers head coach. Guys, should the Lakers sign Chris Paul? Is what I want to ask you guys. I say no, but he was knocking down 20 straight threes out here looking like prime Ben Simmons in the offseason. Look, let me tell you guys something really quick, my thoughts on this, and then I can read some of your guys' comments. But it doesn't matter how many threes he knocks down in practice. He's not what he used to be, and he's a shell of himself. He used to be a point god until he went to the Clippers and then wasted the last of his prime there. Then been a journeyman, went to the Suns, went to all these teams. Do I prefer him over Gabe Vincent? Absolutely, I do. I prefer him over Gabe Vincent. I prefer anybody over Gabe Vincent. Anybody not named D'Lo, I prefer over Gabe Vincent or Russell Westbrook. But that's not saying much. We need upgrades at the backup point guard, sure. If the Lakers do bring him on, I would see him more as a mentor for the younger guards, like those guys I mentioned already, Kobe Buffkin and those guys. I'm not sure we need a mentor right now. We need guys who can log in major minutes. Chris Paul can give you maybe 10 minutes per game. He's really old. It's a shell of himself. He's not the same. We should not be prioritizing Chris Paul. That's all I'm going to say about that. But if that's all they can get and it's an upgrade to Gabe, sure. Whatever. Mine as well. Gabe sucks. Ain't nobody a downgrade to Gabe Vincent, right? So, let's see. Advantages lately. So we trading twos for threes. Yeah, we trading everything for no defense because the Lakers don't play defense lately, bro. It's been disappointing. Chris Paul averages like 7 assists last year on the Spurs in 20 minutes. Well, how much did he average this year, D-Free? What have you done for me lately? Oh, granted, it was the Flippers and they stink. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Chris Paul. We'll see. Rui, second option, hoops. Got a feeling he'll cook tonight. I would love for Rui to step up, but with Rui, my only problem with him is we just never know what version is gonna show up. Is it the sumo wrestling Rui, or is it the Thanksgiving just ate turkey? I'm gonna be lazy, not even get rebounds or play defense Rui. Which one are we gonna get? Because man, if we get the one that battles with sumo wrestlers, he's actually pretty halfway decent. He could maybe drop 10 and 10, maybe. We get lucky, right? But those for some reason Rui's much better in the playoffs. He's backwards to the average NBA player. Usually the average NBA player is amazing in the regular season and then he kind of struggles in the playoffs. Now Rui's amazing in the playoffs and then he struggles in the regular season. So pick the lesser of two evils. We'll see. You missed my first part of that message, and yeah, I don't really look at what he did this year because I think it's politics. We're just mad at him for talking too much. Let's see. What's the first part of the message? Chris Paul averaged 7 assists last year. No, I read that part. Oh, you mean a different message? Okay. Not sure what message you're talking about, brother. You said it's over, Gabe Vincent, then I'm cool. Yeah, but what if you bring on Chris Paul and you still keep Gabe Vincent? Now you got 2 bums on the roster. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to collect bums out here, man. We collected bums like base basketball cards. No, nobody should collect base basketball cards or bums. Chris Paul is a Hall of Famer. I don't mean to call him a bum, but he played for the Clippers, so I'm gonna call him a bum. Okay. At this stage of his career, he's a bum on the court. You might get lucky. He might give you 1 to 2 good games this season, but his value is going to come in mentorship. And I think that was his greatest value to the Spurs because you see how those guards developed after he left, right? So I think just playing under an asshole like Chris Paul will make a young guard say, whew, let me step up because we don't want a motherfucker like this coming up and souring our milk again. So that's really how they develop. They're like you bring a little little asshole like that, and next thing you know, you really are playing. You're in your best behavior because you don't want another one of those veterans that feel like they know it all. Which, for the most part, he does know a lot. So credit to him. Yes, make sure you guys tap in with Underdog and Prize Picks. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do my entry early here. Gotta go to the market a little bit. Am I excited for Lakers game? I am curious. That's what I will say. I am curious about the Lakers game. See what version shows up. If the good version shows up, I'll be very excited post game. But for now, I'm curious. All right, let's do our Prize Picks entry. Let's make a quick one, guys. Let's go NBA. Let's see who's playing against the Lakers today. That's what I'm picking up. Well, I could definitely pick up LeBron because Luka's not there, so I think LeBron will take more shots. I will definitely pick up LeBron tonight. Let's see who else. Shaden Sharp, man, he cooks the Lakers every time we play him, and he hasn't been cooking, so he might be starving for a good game. But maybe that 25 is a little too high. How about Jake LaRavia? He better cook. Yo, we're gonna need Jake to cook if we want any shot in hell to win this game. Okay. Let's see what else. Who else? Jeremy Grant versus the Lakers. He's been hurt lately, right? But when he was healthy, apparently he was getting those points. Marcus Smart. Yeah, points, rebounds. It's hard to go up against Marcus. Sometimes he'll have a breakout game. But for God's sakes, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go against him, so it might be a little too high. And then let's go. You know what? I'm going to do. Steph has been trash lately. I don't even want to pick him up at all. Let's do points. Let's see. Grayson Allen. They got him at 18. Versus the Knicks. That's a close game. OG Anunoby at 21. That's a close game. Deuce McBride. Now, this guy looks like he's struggling. I'm going to go under. I'm going to do a live entry, y'all. I'm going to do a live entry today. See what we get. Hopefully, we can hit on these. Hopefully. I'm going to go higher on Goodwin because he almost hit. But let's do that. Let's do a live entry for a change. Let's just go $5 here. If it works. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully, everybody is good, man. I'm feeling a power play tonight. Let's do a power play. Let's do the $15 protector. All right, let's do it. That's going to be our entry, y'all. I'll go ahead and recap the entry in a bit. But, yeah, that's going to be the entry right there. For the Prize Picks, make sure you guys tap in with promo code DTLF, to get $50 on your first 5 deposited play, all right, and play credit. So make sure you guys get that. That's going to be our entry for the day. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, my guy wrote a book over here. Is it this one? Yeah, they are bottom of so many metrics. It really is disheartening when you look into it. He said, good teams with fatal flaws like that also, they haven't been. He said, giving us a big free throw advantage lately, so we trading 2s for 3s. Then he says, 3 need margins to win, which we don't have. Got it with free throws or 3-pointers or offensive boards or something. So you're saying there's a chance. I'm gonna hit you with the Lloyd, man. I'm gonna hit you with the Lloyd. How available is Killer Ware over there in Miami? Do you think they do a deal around Wiggins and Ware if we threw in 2 firsts? Well, first of all, we don't have 2 firsts until the summer. So right now, Izzy, we don't have 2 firsts. And how available is he? Not very available. They like Killer Ware, I think, and they like Bam. I would hold on to both of them if I was honest with you, but realistically, I don't think he's very available at all. Hey, what up, Tamika? How you doing? So CP over Gabe, that's tough. I don't know, bro. Yeah, I think so. I think I'll have to take his veteran leadership over nothing. Remember, Gabe just put up a bag, and we do not trust Gabe at all. Out here putting up bagels like it's Christmas, man. Look. Here's the problem I have with Gabe Vincent, bro. The problem I have with Gabe Vincent is that they brought him here for what? What is he supposed to be doing? He's not doing anything for the mid-level exception. The mid-level exception takes up a huge chunk. I wouldn't even be talking about Gabe Vincent if two things were legitimate. One, the first thing, I wouldn't be talking about Gabe Vincent if he wasn't getting a lot of playing time, but he is. He's eating up a huge chunk of playing time, which could be impacting the player development of better players with better potential. That's number one. Number two, I wouldn't be talking this bad about Gabe Vincent if he wasn't eating up so much cap space. The mid-level exception for a bum, nah, bro, he's bad. He's just absolutely bad. Ain't no way anybody, like, you know, like Gabe Vincent, he's gonna get destroyed. If at any point he matches up against Drew Holiday is gonna chew him out and chew him up and spit him out. So it's always a mismatch. It seems like, and now we got injuries, which is gonna make it worse. Which means most likely he's gonna play a lot of minutes. All right, and that's exactly what we didn't need. More minutes for Gabe. We need less minutes for Gabe. A lot less minutes. As low as possible. Matter of fact. And then the third, I would say three. I might be running out of. I might be adding some extra ones, but also the fact that coach is he's basically teacher's pet. Why does coach play him so much, right? When you got other options, why? Like, we let go of Jordan Goodwin. I would have much rather pay that man. He could actually play last year, especially in the regular season. I would have much rather played Jordan Goodwin over Gabe. What's this infatuation with coaches, with guys like Torian Prince and Gabe Vincent? Like, what are we doing? That's my biggest issue with Gabe, yo. That is my biggest issue with Gabe Vincent. Like, what are we doing? Let that man go. He's not good. He's not good, Chuck. Let's see. Do not pick Gabe. Thank you, Rodelia. I'm never doing that again, bro. Even though he was at a very low 4.5, that was I couldn't believe he couldn't. He took 7 shots and couldn't get 5 points. That's bad. He said, I'm taking CP over Gabe all day, every day. Well, yeah, but not by a lot. Chris Paul's not the same Chris Paul he was in New Orleans, not even on the Clippers. He's not that same guard anymore. And then he comes with a lot of attitude. Can you imagine adding Chris Paul? We're already having chemistry issues. I think Chris Paul and Rich Paul might get in a fist fight to find out who the real Paul is. We might have some real issues, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we might have some real issues in LA already with Rich Paul now. Can you imagine? By the way, I don't know if you guys saw that podcast with Rich, but he basically was being all sarcastic. He was being super freaking sarcastic because of people talking bad about him and being an agent and being a podcaster. He's like, right now, you're going to call me Podcast Paul. I'm like, bro, you're not helping the situation at all. It's almost like he's relishing this attention, and it's all bad. Solo says, well, the real Paul, please stand up. As much as I'd pay to see Chris Paul and Rich Paul get in a fist fight at a bar, I don't want the headache of a Chris Paul, man. The real Paul is Cliff Paul. There you go. That's the real one. That's the nice one, huh? Because Chris Paul is not nice, but Cliff Paul, at least on the commercial, seems pretty nice. Facts. Seattle Seahawks looking invincible. Tony, if the 49ers don't take him out tonight, we will. I'm not even watching the game. I've been busy, but we will. Which has a new episode on that podcast literally every day, reacting the day before, and I'm not joking. Really? I just seen clips, bro. To be honest, I have not seen a single episode. I'm not interested. I used to like Max when he was on ESPN, but to be honest, nah. But yeah, look, end of the day, bro, they can do whatever they want, but it's just not a good look. It's not very professional. Not very professional, and you're going to rub a lot of players the wrong way. You're going to rub a lot of teams the wrong way, and they might think twice about signing one of your clients. You actually might bring up something negative there. But hey, to each his own, right? And Seattle is up 17-0. That's tough. He is relishing the attention. That's the only reason he's saying these inflammatory things. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. You know what, Tasia? That's a great question. I was surprised the Bills lost, but you know what? It was in the fashion that they lost. Like, the Bills get an interception and they're in the red zone, and then their quarterback, who, by the way, I start questioning him. Just a year ago, they were talking about MVP. Throws a pick, throws an interception. It's like, dude, you had momentum and you gave it away on the first possession of the drive when you're in the red zone. This is the way they lost, the way the Bills lost. And I only watched it here and there. I didn't watch the full game, but that's what, when I would tune in, I saw that. They gave the ball right back. They coughed it up, and it's like, damn, those opportunities in the playoffs. I hope my Rams are prepared for tomorrow. I'm nervous. I don't want to kick down doors at my hotel and be all upset because my Rams might lose tomorrow, but I'm nervous. Mainly the weather, and secondly, our special teams haven't been good. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, I was a little surprised for the Bills loss, Tasia. What about you? What was the biggest shocker so far in the playoffs? He is currently the most powerful agent and has the most clients in the NBA. You're gonna lose all of that, man. Karma's a real thing. You're talking about other people's agents and you talk about, oh, they should trade this guy and that guy. Not very professional. Not very professional. If he wants to be an agent, be that. But he's trying to wear too many hats. He wants to be agent, podcaster. What's next? What does he want to be next? You know? I don't know. He's wearing too many hats for my liking, at least. You know? Intellect says we desperately need Ayo DeSumo and Jalen Smith. I heard Bobby Portis might be available. I haven't really been paying attention to Bobby Portis and how he's been playing lately because nobody who watches Milwaukee, right? But he used to be good once upon a time. He's intriguing. A rebounder like that, scrapper. I'd be interested in somewhere like that. That Josh Allen also chokes in the playoffs. Yeah, Josh Allen. Again, the jury's out on Josh Allen, man. You got to start thinking like maybe he's not as good as they once thought he was going to be because he does choke a lot. That's what I meant. Josh Allen, man, there's something wrong with this man. I don't know. He's had great teams year after year, you know. But that's what you got to love about football. You just never know. You just never know what's going to happen in the playoffs. We almost lost in the wild card game. We almost lost on some BS too because Matthew Stafford got hurt in the first half and his hand flared up, and for the entire third quarter, we were struggling to even get a throw off. And then in the fourth quarter, he clutched it out in that final drive. But we could have lost too, to be fair. I just hope we're as healthy as possible and we get our best opportunity to win. But back to the Lakers, guys. Tonight's keys to tonight matchup. Portland, they got young players like Shaedon Sharpe, who I'm a big fan of. They got all these guys like Donovan Clingan, Drew Holiday, who's a vet. They have a nice mix of vet and youth, which kills us. So this feels like mission impossible to win tonight without Luka, without Jackson Hayes, without DeAndre Ayton. But I've seen crazy stuff happen. I've seen miracles, even on Christmas Day. I've seen a young rebuilding Lakers beat a Golden State Warriors that was in the midst of their championship runs. I've seen crazy things happen. So can the Lakers do it? Yes. Will they do it? I don't know. Let's hope so. Keys to tonight's matchup. We're going to keep it very simple, man. Very, very simple. Key number one. Play through LeBron. Everything through LeBron. Without Luka there, we're going to need LeBron to be the guy. And he always is. I mean, he's been tremendous. Like I said, in the month of January, he's averaging 27 points per game. At his age, that is unheard of. And to me, that is one of his biggest claims to being called the GOAT. All right. People will mention other things, but if I was a LeBron fan, my biggest claim would be the longevity and just how long he has been this good for, because nobody else has done that. So that's his biggest claim to being in the GOAT conversation, or the GOAT, right? So that is impressive. It impresses me. You guys know I don't get impressed by too many things, but the fact that he's still doing that in a month, averaging damn near 30, putting up MVP caliber numbers is impressive. Can he do that tonight? TBD, we'll see. I could see him going off, though. I definitely picked him up on my prize picks for a reason. I can see him going off, and we're going to need – that's key number one, play through LeBron. He's been very efficient. He's been awesome. He'll do the playmaking. He'll do the scoring. And at his age, it's sad we got to tug on his cape, but these injuries to Austin, now Luka, and other players. And again, J.J. Redick has to do a better job of managing these players' minutes, because like I called him out last game. He's looking like J.J. D'Antoni. He's playing these guys too many minutes. It's wearing them down. We already wore out Austin. Now we're wearing out Luka. God forbid we wear out LeBron. Right? So we got to be better for sure in that department. But again, key number one, play through LeBron. Key number two, transition defense. We've been just an abyss when it comes to transition defense. Get back on defense, communicate. Don't turn the ball over. It's all part of key number two, because there's too many issues we have with this roster. So I'm going to throw like 3-4 keys in combining key number two. And then the final key, next man up, man. Who's going to step up tonight? We need some nobodies to become somebodies today. I'm talking about Nick Smith. I'm talking about Kobe Buffkin. I'm talking about the guys you mentioned, right? Drew Timmy, does he get PT? Maxi Kleber, can he knock down a couple threes and play some good defense and get some rebounds, right? So that's my final key, man. We need an unsung hero to show up tonight and help LeBron James out, because it can't just be LeBron. Even if LeBron drops 50, if these guys don't step up, you know. My guy D Free said, yes, Portis is available. Teams are waiting to see what they wind up doing with him. The Bucks are confident they'll be able to pull off a big trade, whatever that is, before the deadline. I can see the Bucks trying to get like a Ja Morant, or I don't see Ja being good there though. However, I can see the Bucks trying to get one of these big splash marquee players. Maybe even like Anthony Davis. I don't think they have the pieces for him because I think Mavis want either a draft pick and young players or players that are ready to help right now. I doubt it. So, but can they pull off a trade? We'll see. It's going to get interesting. Oh, that's another one. Good one right there, Mark. Don't talk to the refs. Big facts, brother. Nick Smith, if he steps up and has a big game, he did it already versus Portland, so maybe this is his matchup. JJ, please stop playing Gabe, please. Man, I wish you would have told me this solo when I did my last Prize Picks entry because I literally missed out on $100 just for thinking he was going to pass that low bar of 4 points. Okay, he couldn't even do that for me in 20 minutes. It's wearing them down, but also we have the worst bench in the NBA. Bro, tell me about it. It's been bad. It's been bad. But anyways, guys, I hope to see you guys here for post-game. Hopefully my internet works well because right now it's been the best. My internet's been working from the hotel room, guys, and I'm glad I was able to do this live stream. But I will see you guys here post-game, and then God willing, Lakers will be celebrating a victory, all right? Make sure you guys hit that like button for your boy one time. If you already haven't, subscribe, hit the post noti bell, and tap in with my sponsorship, Prize Picks and Underdog, promo code DTLF. You guys know the drill. Thank you so much, Kimiko, and I hope to see you guys both here for post-game and also live during the game on Primetime TV. All right? Enjoy, guys. See you guys later. Peace.